Hello, everybody. Dr. Glenna here, reminding you that therapy is a lifestyle. I have something special. There's been a lot of conversation around social media around credentials and who does this and who can do what. And I just wanted to take full responsibility as a clinician for not doing enough to provide the general public with education on the differences and the nuances between the different types of helping professionals, specifically when it comes to behavioral health and mental health. And so I am taking the time to interview a few amazing people that I wanted to highlight and give them the opportunity to share with you what are the differences, what type of work that they do, so that you can have a better understanding of the nuances. So today I have Miss Naja Hall, one of my favorite people in the entire world. I'm gonna try to keep it together, but just so you guys know, this is my friend,
For
okay?
real, in real life?
In real life. This is my friend in real life. But on top of being an amazing person and an amazing friend, she is one of the baddest coaches that I know. She's very intelligent, just literally an expert in her lane. And I want Naja to introduce herself and explain to you all what she does.
Yes, thank you so much for having me, Dr. Glenna, and thank you for doing this. Me, and I'm sure I can speak for everybody watching, we've been waiting on you to chime in just as a highly respected professional that you are, who's licensed. So, my name is Coach Naja Hall. My focus is on people that are dealing with extreme levels of conflict, whether it be in their family systems, corporate systems. I move over to different types of organizations and help people solve internal conflict. I started off with the family systems theory, meaning that we're all interconnected in some sort of way. So if something happens over here in a system that you're closely tied to, even perhaps not closely tied to, it can have a trickle down effect on you, on your mental health, on your life, on your finances, on your nervous system. I am a coach and I'm very specific about being a coach, meaning I understand what my limitations are and I make sure that my clients understand that. I've sent tons of people to Dr. Glenna. Dr. Glenna has sent people over to me as well. So we both understand what our lanes and what our areas of specialty are.
Can you talk about like what you just said that you sent me people and I've sent you people? Can you
Yeah.
talk about when you know, right? Like where that line is when you're like, yep, not
Yeah.
a good fit for what I do, the type of service that I provide, and you actually would be a better fit for this type of professional.
Yes. So first and foremost, as a coach, there is no regulating body. There's no governing body that says, now I get to be a coach. You out there that's watching this, you can put coach in front of your name and be one tomorrow. But there are certain things that set those of us apart that take this seriously. And I've built a business. I've been doing this for 10 years now. I understand that I am not a person that is licensed to treat people with personality disorders, mental health issues. So if I have someone that comes to me that starts exhibiting signs of that and I'm unsure, I can always reach out to the people that I have around me, Dr. Glenna being one of the people in my council, and say, hey, okay, this is not my lane here. I'm going to have to refer this person out. So a good coach recognizes what they are and what they are not. I am very well studied in possibly recognizing mental illnesses, but I don't diagnose, nor do I even go near attempting to treat. So I know when to say, hey, I'm not the right person for you. That's you ain't gonna go to the gynecologist and try to get your teeth fixed. Like we do totally different types of things. So it's just in that recognizing, Dr. Glenna.
I think that's a great way to explain it. Similarly, as a therapist, I have to have a working knowledge of psychopharmacology, meaning I have to understand psych meds and the different types. I do not prescribe, but I have to have an understanding because I might have clients that are taking them. If they're changing medications, I got to have conversations with psychiatrists from time to time. Psychiatrists are the people that prescribe medication. So that's a great way to describe it. You understand it enough to see it, to say, hey, that's not my lane. And then a good coach is able to say, I want to send you to the appropriate source because I'm doing you a disservice if I try to keep you here in my office.
Right. I don't need clients or money that bad, where someone who's entrusted me, I would take and bastardize their time and their energy and risk them, their health, and my own reputation, as
Mhm.
opposed, my ego is not in such a place. I also make sure that I have a very firm contract that a beautiful law firm called Collective wrote up for me. meaning that holds me to a standard, even higher standard as a coach to my clients. I'm insured and bonded in that way because this is again, there's no governing body with y'all's coaches that y'all are seeing on Instagram, TikTok, these people in the fancy Lamborghinis and telling you all these amazing things and talking about your struggle plates and all that good stuff. There's no governing body, but if you have a coach that's saying, hey, you know what, here's my contract, here's an NDA. Everybody that I work with, from celebrities to the guy next door, we all are bound just in order of just there's a level of trust that I personally instill. So if you're going to work with somebody, just there's certain questions that you as a client, or if you're seeing Dr. Glenna as a patient, there are certain responsibilities that also lie on us too, the people that are seeking the help.
100%. I had a conversation with Melissa Dumas and we talked about this. In therapy, anytime that you were in therapy, the contract is called informed consent. And it goes by that term. There is no, oh, it's like informed consent. No, no, no. It is informed consent. You are not working with a therapist that is not your therapist until you have signed informed consent. But again, good, solid coaches have a form of a contract. They're going to ask you questions about who you are, what you're looking for, how they can best serve you. They're trying to make sure that you're in alignment in terms of the service that they provide and what you're looking for. And they're also trying to make sure that you understand kind of where the limits are and how things work. We want everybody to feel safe. We want things to happen ethically also.
Ethically, ethics is a gray area when it comes to coaching. For
Yeah.
example, if someone in your lane where there is a licensing governing body for you, Dr. Glenna, and your peers and colleagues, over here in my lane, we ain't got all that. So it's literally up to and I can't stress this enough, it's up to you as a public to do your due diligence. My
Yeah.
specialty and my focus is helping people in high conflict situations. If someone have it is, I've seen mommy coaches out there. If someone's like, hey, Naja, I really love what you do. I want you to be my mommy coach. I'm like, hey, that's not my specialty. It's my responsibility to say, I can't help you, but it's also your responsibility to not get so caught up in hundreds of thousands of followers that I have or millions of views or a certain aesthetic to where you're like, I'm going to compromise myself and do this anyway. So I can't, I keep stressing this because people will put the things on the clinicians, but it's also our responsibility. You ain't gonna let no barber cut your hair that got a messed up line, are you? Like, so responsibility.
It's limits to this. You got to put it in
It,
terms that's going to resonate like, oh no, you can't mess up my line. Are you serious?
exactly. I can see your glue. Like, girl, you're not gonna do my hair. Exactly. There's a
It,
responsibility here.
it makes sense. Can you talk about like some of the techniques that you use, so you bring people in, they sign their contract, you have some clear conversation about what you do, what you don't do, but then once you're up and rolling, what are some things that you do to actually help your clients?
After the intake, which is where we scrutinize, and I tell anyone, you have the opportunity to walk away. And if I see that I'm not the best person for you, I'm going to try to help you find someone because I still just want to help. Like that's the crux of what I do. After we've decided that we are going to work together and we're going to make this thing happen, number one, my job is first key about listening. Why are you here? What brought you here? What's this thing that we're going to work on? As a coach, you can set tangible goals because I don't expect people to be with me forever. I'm not trying to help cure your mental illness. I am literally, you're coming to me because there's a very succinct issue that's happening in your life. And you said, I need somebody to hold my hand through this issue. If I've done my job well, you're not going to be with me years on end. That's just not how it goes for me. I'm not in the business of holding people. I'm not in the business. I don't take insurance. So, that's another difference between your coach and your licensed therapist is there's no insurance body for me to go and bill. But the process is very simple. Like with me, we'll do a series of hour-long conversations and we'll start off like, hey, I want to see you every week. These are our tangible goals. Think about it like your basketball coach or your track coach or your football coach. You come to them, they see that you're a good runner, but you're like, I want to run faster. I want to win first place in this
Mhm,
race. I'm going to
mhm.
come and say, okay, so you got to pick your knees up. Hey, you got to you got to elongate your stride. Hey,
Yeah.
let's put you on a diet. Like I'm going to come in as
Yeah.
and I'm saying this in physical terms, something we can all understand. going to say, hey, these are some tangible things that are going to help you to get from where you are now to winning this race that you want to win. So a person that's coming to me that's in the midst of a major corporate conflict. I just had a team that I worked with at a corporate company. They had a brand new boss. It was a nepotism boss. Old boss was fired, had been there 30 years. Everybody loved the old boss. They got fired, brought in somebody's nephew. Of course, the allegiance was to the old person that had left. So now my job is to create synergy in the team because the new guy ain't going anywhere. And now the team members are losing morale. They're rejecting this person's position because they're still very fiercely loyal to their boss that had gotten let go. They didn't like how he had been done. So my job is to create synergy. Number one, what's our goal here? Y'all's goal is to feed your families. Do your job and go home. Some of you want to be promoted, but we also want peace and not have stress in our place of work. And I say anybody that does not want peace, raise your hand. Who wants war every day? No one can raise their hand. So that's one goal. Goal number one is we're going to have a peace and synergy. And so initially, when I first start working with someone, Dr. Glenna, is we're setting up some tangible goals.
Yeah.
Because if we don't set tangible goals, that means you're always going to move the goalposts. Naja,
Yeah.
well, I said I wanted this, but I was like, no, no, no. So we're setting up tangible goals, and everything we're doing is working towards meeting them.
Nice. Nice. I appreciate it. I feel like it is a hybrid of us as professionals having these types of conversations. And I also feel like it is a hybrid of the consumer doing their due diligence to kind of understand. And I think one of the key things that you said here is in terms of coaching, it's not intended to go on forever and ever and ever. It is intended to identify and create a plan to address a goal for a relatively short period of time, 3, 6, 9 months, so on and so forth. And in that, as long as people can identify what they need when they pursue a coach, that should be what they're looking for. They should be
Yeah.
looking for somebody that is going to create a plan that is a good fit for what they have identified their needs are. You got to be willing to say, hey, actually, now that I see what you do, you're not the best fit. Do you know of anybody that you could send me to? And then if you are going to stay, you have to be able to say, I'm in. I'm
I'm
in. I'm
in.
going to
I'm
do the work.
committed.
Yep.
I'm committed because it's work. And people that come and sit on your couch, it's the same thing. Like it still takes it's a level of work and responsibility on the person receiving the help. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Naja. That is exactly what I had in mind. I just wanted to have some conversations, some responsible conversations with sound,
Yeah.
ethical people that can do a great job of explaining to the general public the differences, how coaches work, and what they should be looking for in a good coach. You have any last tidbits that you want to share with us?
I you know what? Make sure you do your research as you do with anything out there, guys. Just you are going to research. Just like there's bad coaches, unethical coaches, there's bad therapists, there's bad
Yes.
psychiatrists, there's bad plastic
Yes.
surgeons. Um, this is nothing to play with. Like we're talking a matter of the human mind and our nervous systems and our psyches, which is so related to our health, our stress levels, so many parts of our lives. So it's very important that you do the work. Ultimately, it's your life, it's your health, it's your responsibility. Don't get blinded by the lights. Don't get blinded by the followers and the fandom and all the pretty frilly things. Don't get blinded by that because there might be a practitioner out there, a coach, a therapist, somebody that might not have the aesthetic that is eye catching to you, but they're going to be the person that will help you get to the next beautiful level of your life. So just make sure you keep an open mind and be very kind to yourself. That's all I can say. I just love ourselves and love each other. And thank
I
you,
love
Dr.
it. Well, thank
Glenna.
you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
You're welcome. All right. Thank you, everyone.